The Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a horror film franchise that features one of the most iconic and terrifying killers in the genre's history, known as Leatherface. The franchise originated with the 1974 film The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, directed by Tobe Hooper. Leatherface is portrayed as a mentally disturbed and physically imposing individual who wears a mask made from human skin and wields a chainsaw as his weapon of choice. He is a member of the Sawyer family, a deranged and cannibalistic clan residing in the rural areas of Texas. The character's origins and backstory vary slightly across the films, but the common thread is that Leatherface is typically portrayed as a mentally handicapped or intellectually challenged individual who is under the control or influence of his family members. His real name is often not revealed, and he is primarily known by his macabre nickname, Leatherface. Leatherface's signature appearance includes his gruesome mask, which he creates by peeling the skin off his victims' faces. This chilling aspect of his character has become an enduring symbol of horror in popular culture. He also dons a butcher's apron and wields a large, roaring chainsaw with great strength and brutality. Throughout the franchise, Leatherface is shown as a relentless and sadistic killer who preys on unsuspecting victims. His primary motive is to provide human flesh for his family's cannibalistic rituals or to simply eliminate anyone who enters his territory. He is often depicted as having a childlike mentality, which adds an eerie and disturbing element to his character. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre films have spawned numerous sequels, prequels, remakes, and spin-offs over the years, each exploring different aspects of Leatherface's character and the Sawyer family's twisted world. While the franchise's quality and reception have varied, Leatherface remains an enduring figure in horror cinema, synonymous with gruesome violence and terror. It's important to note that the Texas Chainsaw Massacre films are fictional works created for entertainment purposes. The character of Leatherface and his actions should be understood within the context of horror storytelling and not as a reflection of real-world events or individuals. In the Texas Chainsaw Massacre films, Leatherface employs various gruesome methods to kill his victims, emphasizing the horror and brutality of his character. While the specific details may vary across the different films in the franchise, I can provide a general overview of his methods. Chainsaw attacks. Leatherface's weapon of choice is a roaring chainsaw. He often chases his victims, revving the chainsaw menacingly before launching into frenzied attacks. These attacks are typically depicted with intense close-ups, emphasizing the terror and violence of the scenes. Impalement. Leatherface has been known to impale his victims with the chainsaw's blade, causing graphic and grisly injuries. This method is often used to deliver a shocking and visceral impact in the films. Bludgeoning. In some instances, Leatherface resorts to blunt force trauma, using the heavy end of the chainsaw or other objects to bludgeon his victims. This method adds a sense of brutality and unpredictability to his killing spree. Hanging and hooking. Leatherface sometimes hangs his victims from meat hooks, suspending them in the air before gruesomely dismembering them. This method plays on the character's connection to the Sawyer family's cannibalistic practices. Leatherface's toolbox. In the 2003 remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Leatherface utilizes an assortment of gruesome tools, including a sledgehammer, a meat cleaver, and a sizzling metal plate, to inflict torment and death upon his victims. These tools further accentuate the sadistic nature of his killings.